I know! I already did a video about Jimmy Graham and tight ends. Well, this is basically like part 2 of that video. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. These are my early 2018 fantasy football tight end rankings. So why do I have Jimmy Graham ranked number 4 tight end? Isn't that a little bit too high? Isn't there too many Jimmy Graham haters out there for me to do such a thing? Well, let's look at it. Gronk actually could be considered more injury prone than Jimmy Graham, and I'm gonna wait what Sports Injury Predictor says who's more injury prone. But I mean, Gronk, man, he's got that robot, you know, he's like a half cyborg. He's got that robot arm. He's past his prime. He's still great. I mean, it's still ranking him number 1, but let's not act like there's no concern with Gronk at all. Like, oh, it's just Gronk, just draft him in the first round, start him every game, he'll be great. Look, like I said, he's number 1, but there is injury concern. Then I have Zach Ertz at number 3. He is an injury concern too. A lot of people were hating on him last year. I thought he was okay. Luckily, I drafted him in 1 league and won. Zach Ertz was the main reason a lot of people won leagues last year. But let's not act like he's not injury prone at all either. I think he's missed the game just about every year. He gets hurt. That's why we know why Trey Burton's so good. His backup tight end who's now on the Bears. And Travis Kelce, who's not injury prone. He's a little bit of a hothead, might get some flags, might even get suspended. That's not much of a concern though. Like, I'm not gonna blow it out of proportion, but I'm just going over the top 3 guys. So let's not act like, oh, just because Jimmy Graham is a little bit injury prone, which I admit he is, you can't just say, oh, he sucks. A lot of these tight ends have concerns. A lot of them are injury prone. It's slim pickings when it comes to the elite tight ends. One guy that I had ranked right after him, like number 5 or 6, I had Hunter Henry, but he's injured, man. So now elite tight ends are even more scarce now that Hunter Henry's going to miss the entire season. And also another thing I wanted to add about Travis Kelce. Look, I think he's going to be great. I have him ranked number 2. I absolutely love Travis Kelce this year. I think he'll be good. He'll have a good season. But there is some risk with him too, other than he's probably not going to get injured, but he does have a quarterback who's basically a rookie. Look, I know it's his 2nd year, but he only played 1 game the year before, and he'll probably lean a lot to the tight end. But nonetheless, he is a young quarterback who might make some mistakes. Also, you have Sammy Watkins there, so I don't know, man. There is a little bit, I'm just gonna put a little question mark next to Travis Kelce. I'm just saying that these other tight ends are not like way ahead of Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy Graham is like a tier 3 tight end, or just avoid Jimmy Graham. I wouldn't do that. I like Jimmy Graham a lot. And if you want to watch more about Jimmy Graham, I did do a video dedicated to him, so you can watch that if you want. I think we got to rank Graham ahead of Engram because, look, Ingram's a great receiver, but with Odell in there and Saquon Barkley, I mean, these are probably like 2 top-notch, like some of the best offensive players in the league, in Barkley and Odell Beckham. So you got those 2 guys. Ingram's just not going to get the targets he got last year. He's going to have a decline. You have to expect that. And at number 6, I have Mike Gesicki. It's absolutely unacceptable. And look, I'm not drafting him at number 6, okay? But I think the upside is there. And you could easily rank Greg Olsen ahead of him. But huge question mark with Greg Olsen. I believe the decline is coming. He's going to fall off a cliff soon. Look, it may not be this year. It probably will be next year. But I know, I have a feeling, and I know you have it, I know you know the decline is coming. Deep down in your heart, you know that Greg Olsen's going to have a steep decline, and you may not think it's this year. You may think he's going to beast this year, but it's coming soon. Like, it's inevitable. Like, he's getting up there in age. He hasn't been that good the last year, and there is some concern. Like, don't just erase that question mark that's next to Greg Olsen. I predicted the same thing with Marshawn Lynch. I came on a video. I said he's going to be a bust, whatever year this was, 2013 or 14, whatever. And he ended up beasting, so I was wrong. I basically did the same thing next year. So look, it's a huge concern. This guy's going to fall off a cliff eventually. I was wrong last year, but it was going to be this year. And he did, man. He was getting injured. He was beat up. He just was overused. And a lot of these tight ends, they get hit a lot because they're so tough to take down at the upper body. They just go for the legs. The safeties, you know, take these crazy hits on them. And it's a tough position to play, tight end. So I don't know, man. I think Greg Olsen's going to have a decline. And look, you can easily rank him number 5. But I still would put Jimmy Graham ahead of Olsen. This one was a tough one, comparing Jordan Reed to Tyler Eifert, 2 of the most injury-prone players in the league. And I'm ranking Eifert 1 rank ahead of Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed at 11, Eifert at number 10, because I believe that Eifert is less injury-prone than Jordan Reed. And I mean, definitely don't draft both these guys on your team because that's insane. But if I'm picking one, I think I'd go Tyler Eifert. And what's cool about this is that you can get Eifert later than Jordan Reed. Everyone's ranking Reed over Eifert, so I think you're going to get good value in Eifert. And if you do draft one of these tight ends, you want to take a risk, a crazy risk, you're probably going to need to draft a second tight end too, because man, these guys are such injury-prone guys. We got a couple sleepers here at number 12 and 13. We got Ricky Seals-Jones, aka RSJ, at number 12. We know that the Cardinals are going to have to throw to somebody, and Ricky Seals-Jones, I think, is going to be a decent receiving tight end. We know the coach, Bruce Arians, isn't there anymore, so maybe they will start throwing to the tight end more. Ricky Seals-Jones, huge sleeper tight end. Then we have Trey Burton, who is probably the most riskiest and the tight end with probably the most upside too, as far as taking a flyer on him. I think he will do great. I think he'll be a great receiving tight end. But like I said in my previous video when I did wide receivers and I talked about Allen Robinson, you have A-Rob there, you have Tariq Cohen there, you have Taylor Gabriel there, you have more wide receivers, and of course you have Adam Shaheen. So it's so much. So unless Mitchell Trubisky is an absolute beast, you're taking a huge risk with Trey Burton. I mean, with that being said, I do think Trey Burton will be used heavily. I think he will be good, but also huge risk. I smell a lot of inconsistency with Trey Burton. Who's going to be the number 3 option in that pass game in Detroit? I think this is a good question to ask, and whoever has the answer is going to get a fantasy gem, whether that be Kenny Golladay or Theo Riddick, or it might be the tight end Luke Willson. Ebron's gone. Whoever the heck was the other tight end over there is gone as well, and Luke Willson seems to be solidified as the number 1 tight end on the Detroit Lions. Could it be a cool sleeper tight end? And one reason I really like Luke Willson, I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in him, but he's going undrafted. So in a 14-man league, he's going undrafted. So that's what's cool about him, is that you can get him in round 16, whatever you do. If you're in a 20-round league, you can get this guy late in the draft or pick him up off waivers. Free agency, whatever. That's what's going to be cool. You don't even have to waste a waiver priority. He's going to be a free agent. And I don't know about this whole debacle with Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron. I think Doyle's going to be blocking a lot, and Ebron's going to be catching a lot of passes. Look, I like Jack Doyle, but with Ebron there, I think they're both limiting each other's upside. So I'm probably going to avoid these guys. And it's a very similar situation with the Colts. They had Fleener and Dwayne Allen, who were both really good, but when both were healthy, you didn't want to start either one of them because Andrew Luck spread the ball a lot. And I think Doyle and Ebron are both better. I still think Andrew Luck will spread the ball a lot, but he'll also throw to guys like Ryan Grant and, of course, T.Y. Hilton. Maybe even throw to some of the running backs in the backfield like Marlon Mack or one of the 2 running backs they drafted. So I don't really like this. Same thing with the Buccaneers. They have Mike Evans over there. They have Deshaun Jackson. They have Chris Godwin. They have running backs they can throw the ball to out in the backfield like Charles Sims. So I love O.J. Howard. He's a great blocking tight end, great pass catching tight end. But Brate is also good too. Brate is a good pass catching tight end and makes plays in the red zone. So they're both going to be limiting each other's upside. I just stay away from these guys. Look, I know I'm ranking them very low, but it gets, after the first 2 or 3 tiers of tight ends, the elite guys and the really good guys, it gets really messy, man. Like, it's really hard to rank any of these tight ends. There's so many of them, and that's why people do, in the 3rd round, they go get a tight end like Gronk or Kelce. Like, I don't blame them. Like, it's tough to get an elite tight end. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit this couch icon over here to the side of me. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't. Make sure you check out all the other ranking videos I did. I'm going through every position, guys. Quarterback, running back, tight end like I did in this video, wide receiver, even defense, even kicker, and overall. So make sure you guys check out all the other videos. I'll see you on the next one.